but here the Kyoshin is like, no, I'm just going to superior block and superior block.
Why are you doing this to me?
Refresh my
Why are
feet.
you doing this to this game?
So
I
if you're a
don't get
master
it.
who can hold this thing,
Yeah, I hate to see it.
Wow.
and then here, this is Fujin Force.
What the fuck?
So basically, when you're allowed to do the
Oh
Fujin
my
crits,
god.
you could do a Fujin
This is like
Force, which is a heavy instead.
on
It has
another
superior
level of
block on
armor.
all three direct.
Alright, so let's just get down and dirty onto this new hero. I want to go over pretty much everything about the new hero and a little bit of the information that they gave us and the Warrior's Den. There's a lot to go over, so let's just get started. One quick note I also want to add is that they're going to be showcasing some new armor variations and armor variations for the new hero as well, so that'll be playing in the background. So hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what your thoughts are on the hero and the armor reworks. The new hero early access will be available next week on the 22nd, and then the week after that is when everyone can buy him with steel. So I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it right now, guys. I'm gonna be honest. He is freaking pretty strong. He's actually insane. I mean, he is a monster. He is an absolute unit. The gameplay in the background will be showcasing his entire moveset, and let's just go over quickly what he has in his arsenal. So first things first, as you guys know, Orochi did get 2 chain lights, and they stopped him from doing his 3 chain lights to stop light spam, quote unquote, and so they pretty much gave him the same treatment. He's going to be a 2-hit hero, but he will have a ton of other utilities to compensate him for it. And so as you can see, his last chain heavy finisher is going to be undodgeable, and that's nice because he will have an innate 50-50 mix-up. It's gonna look exactly like Griffin's. I believe he's gonna use the scabbard to hit you, and you either dodge the scabbard hit or you take the undodgeable heavy attack. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how it plays out. Not sure how fast it is right now. It looks probably 500 ms, just so that it's a little bit more viable. So it'll be a little bit tricky to deal with, but we'll have to get some testing done with the hero. It makes him a lot more viable, and also they literally gave him Tozen's kick. He's pretty much Tozen. Like, he's the exact copy, because you'll see that his full block is also Tozen's full block as well. It looks absolutely insane. It's pretty anime-esque, very weebish, so the people who do like that stuff, and I am one of those people that do enjoy flashy attacks, this is for you. This hero is for you. There is going to be so much utility with this full block that it's going to blow your mind. If you guys can see the animations within this full block, this stance is what defines this hero's animations, his attacks that come out after it. You can throw out a light attack from any direction, throw out a zone attack as well, and also throw out a top heavy unblockable, which you can feint as well. It's pretty much exactly the same as Bulwark, except it has a little bit more utility when it comes to being offensive. Blackbriar's is only an unblockable side heavy to the right, but he can flip people. So we can't also forget about his crushing counters. His light attacks are going to be crushing counters, so that makes him really strong. If you guys have taken a look at pretty much the hero roster, any hero with crushing counters from all sides is going to be a very strong pick. I don't think he has enhanced light, so that's going to be a little bit of slow him down in the offensive capabilities, but he's got so many other tools to utilize. He also has a dodge attack as well. It's pretty much Orochi's animations, which is hilarious. However, it is pretty fluid and it's not undodgeable, which is nice. And that's pretty much the basics of this hero. The nitty and gritty stuff I want to talk about is his full block stance. You can hold this thing. Apparently, it's going to be held on for a long time, so it pretty much acts the same as Armusha's blockades, except Armusha's blockades last only for like a few frames. This one is pretty much lasts the entire time as long as you hold it, and it does do the full block animations, a superior block, and go into your combo chain mix-up. This mix-up is absolutely insane. It's so anime-esque. It looks badass. This is what's going to define this character and make him unique, even if he has reused animations, which I don't really think he does besides the Orochi side dodge attack. So this hero is beautiful in perfection. This full block has a lot of unique qualities to it, because when you're doing the animation attack with his anime moves, it can act like a crushing counter superior block effect, so you can pretty much do like a 2v1 scenario and add damage to both enemies. However, the damage is pretty weak. It does like 1 damage on some of the combo strikes, and I want to stress out the initial attack. I think it's about 15 damage, and it seems like his other follow-up light attacks are about 1 to 1 and then another 8 damage, and then after that it looks like his chain combo ends. You guys can see it in the background. I mean, overall it looks like he has decent chain pressure, a lot of cool combo mix-ups that look really flashy, and most importantly, in my opinion, satisfying to use and play, you know, because I want here to feel more satisfying. Armusha definitely, he felt satisfying before, but they added a bunch of nerfs and like a bunch of weird buffs to him, and now he just feels like a shell of himself. And this hero right here, he feels like the true Armusha. This guy doesn't even feel like Tozen. He looks like he feels like the better Armusha, the true Armusha that should have been what Armusha could have been, essentially. It looks like after his third strike on his anime-esque attack, that's when you can go back to neutral and parry one of his attacks, because it only does about 10 damage total after his first initial strike for landing the full block. I'm not gonna lie to you, he just feels like a better Armusha overall. He has pretty much a canceled recovery into full block. He can hold it, which is a lot stronger than just pressing it right away and having yourself open for recoveries. And that just means he's going to be really strong for 4v4. Perhaps maybe not in the top tier metas, depends on what his feats are going to be. We'll get into that later in the video. But holding your recoveries like that and canceling it with a full block that allows you to pretty much negate any kind of dodge defensive capabilities with the dodge light or dodge heavy is going to be very powerful. Dodge bashes are going to work pretty well against him and bashes in general. However, the important thing is that he can pretty much do whatever the heck he wants when he goes into his full block, because he can throw out a light attack, a zone attack, or a undodgeable heavy attack, and that's going to be pretty insane for defensive and offensive capabilities. So we're going to have to be very careful when he gets into his full block and after his chain finishes. And really, that's about it with this moveset. That's the entirety of his moveset. It's very flashy, very anime-esque, and just a beautiful design overall. Props to the animation team and the mocappers and the devs team on balancing him and stuff like that. Well, actually, we'll talk about balance later. But animation-wise, I'm so glad he's just not like another Warmonger or Griffin with a bunch of reused assets. Really happy about that. And you guys will have to let me know if you guys are excited for this trip, because this is gonna be my main. Alright, so let's just get down and dirty with the feats here. The first feat is pretty much gonna be a bleed effect on the first tier. Last 10 seconds, I mean, the cooldown is 10 seconds. It's not that bad, but it's pretty good for a first tier, I'm not gonna lie to you, especially with his capabilities of doing full blocks and all that stuff. We'll see if it's strong in 4v4. I think it might be pretty good, but let me know how you feel about that. I think that's a little bit strong for the first tier. His second tier is pretty much Tiandi's third feat on healing. I don't know how I feel about this. It's Hekaramori, and he's gonna get healing after a full block attack, and that the thing is, the main gist of his moveset revolves around his full block, and it's going to be pretty easy to get into his mix-up because you can do an unblockable from it and do a bunch of light attacks and zone attacks. So that'll be a little bit interesting. Honestly, we didn't really need more healing like capabilities like Tiandi does, but maybe the healing won't be as crazy. It doesn't look too crazy in here, but I mean, any healing in general is pretty good. That's why they nerfed Jormungandr's heal and full block, blocking on heal. So that's a little bit controversial. Let me know how you guys think about it, because I know Tiandi's feats definitely need reworks and nerfs in general when it comes to getting his shields back every single time, and also his health increases for his third tier is also pretty good too. And I know I might be repeating myself and sound like a broken record, but his third feat is basically his first and second feat combined. If you use a full block, and if you full block it and attack, it refreshes so that I don't understand. He gets more healing, gets more bleed, so that's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, for a third feat, that's pretty good, but I feel like this might belong on a fourth tier feat. But wait till I get to the fourth tier feat, because the fourth tier feat pretty much stuns everyone and freezes everybody. A freeze mechanic. Who thought a freeze mechanic was a good idea? Okay, so pretty much it does initial, I think it's 25 damage, and then it just freezes everybody in place, a bunch of people in an AoE effect, and you get stunned for, it feels like 2 seconds. Open up for good team fights and ganks right there. So pretty strong, I'd say, very strong. Hopefully the revenge feed is pretty high, and you'll get revenge within the next attack. But if he has his fourth feat, you're pretty much screwed. It doesn't look like you can dodge it. I mean, hopefully you can dodge it, but they didn't showcase any of the heroes trying to dodge it. It looks like the AoE effect is pretty much like Jormungandr's fourth tier, which is really strong when paired with good teammates. And so this is pretty much another a stun effect, a freeze effect, you would say, and you're gonna eat a heavy to the face or a good gank. And so I'm assuming that's pretty much all of his quote-unquote new feats, because the rest of the feats are probably gonna be reused feats from other heroes. And what do you guys think, man? What do you guys think? This is pretty good for a bunch of his tier feats. It feels like Warmonger, where you kind of have to use the corruption feats, otherwise the rest of her feats, like Tough as Nails, is pretty decent. You get a little bit more HP, but the rest of her stuff is pretty much darn useless. And the core kit of hers to like put poop on her sword and make you go to the bathroom and get pink eye. And for this hero, his entire moveset revolves around a bunch of hits done and full blocking to get a bunch of health back and bleed. So you can't really run this hero without, you know, the first 4 feats that's gonna get unlocked, you know. I mean, I suppose you could. Maybe he does have a different variations, but we haven't really gotten any new feats, and we do need a lot of reworked feats in general, like Smoke Bomb and maybe Shigoki's staggering blow as well, because that is the most annoying feat in the game. I mean, maybe not the most annoying, but it's pretty darn good, and it definitely needs a cooldown nerf and just a bunch of other things that quality of life changes that we need. And that's pretty much the gist of Warriors Den. You guys have seen the new armor showcases, a bunch of variations with the new armor sets. They look pretty good. I'd say a lot of them look pretty fancy, a lot of engravings here and there. It's not new armor, but it's just variations, so I mean, that's better than nothing. They just add a little face paint to everything, a bunch of engravings and stuff like that. Some of the Vikings are pretty badass though. I'm glad that they're getting a little bit more fashion in general, since a lot of their stuff kind of sucks. We need capes for Vikings. I feel like there's no capes for Vikings besides Valkyrie, right? I'm not even sure. However, a bunch of the new weapons, the new hero, oh my god, he looks amazing. He's the better armor. She's my new main for sure. I just wish they did a little bit more Yido stance. It's only a running attack, but it doesn't really matter since all of his full block animations are badass. They did a really good job on that, so I'm super happy about that. What are you guys' thoughts on the new armors, the new weapons, and just overall the new season? You guys hyped? Are you guys gonna pay $8 to pay to win? I think he's gonna be a little bit overtuned with his feats, but overall I think he'll be a pretty fun fight. A lot of pairing that you're gonna have to be doing, to be honest. He's gonna be a very high intensive hero where I think you might just be able to button mash, I'm not gonna lie to you, so that's gonna be a little bit like Griffin. So that's just first speculations, we'll have to see. But I love Peacekeeper's new helmet as well. She's got eyeshadow, it's beautiful. Oh, absolute perfection. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully you guys take care of yourselves. We'll be putting a lot more content out with the new hero and For Honor in general, so hope you guys enjoyed that. Be sure to check out my second channel, Soul Daddy, in the description down below. Twitter as well. Join the Discord if you guys haven't already, and we'll get some therapy time in the next video.